trying to become somebody different, right? So it's like you're not really doing like you right now, right? So this could be about like anything. Acting could be about like anything in the world. Like you could just be new somewhere, new school, new job, family dinner, dinner with the parents, or maybe your parents, like maybe a lover's parents. Like you just there's a role here that you have to fill, and you're just not really sure how to do it yet. You know, so it's like you could try to like do your best right now, like go for something, but then it's like that might not be the right call because you're new here, right? So say I'm new somewhere, say I'm new in town, and and I just got hired, okay, and my job is to pick up after you. And everything that you drop on the ground, me, this is just like my boss, right? My boss, Karen, right? And my name's Sasuke. Okay, Sasuke has to fulfill this role, like picking everything up, right? So now Sasuke has to decide: am I going to like rush and like put it inside my, or am I gonna show like a nicer demeanor that's like nicer to my body and like take my time, right? I'm definitely not gonna like take my time, but I am gonna like take my time. Okay, so so right, so I pick it up. I'm Sasuke. I pick it up, and Karen is not supposed to be aware of me. I'm actually not supposed to right now. This is bothering me. So in that situation, you have to show demeanor, right? You have to show adequacy. You have to show like a level of sociability, right? So Karen's not supposed to. So Karen's not supposed to. So so what's privacy also? So say somebody asks you to hold a secret. Somebody said, don't. I'm gonna tell you something, but don't tell Naruto, right? Don't tell Midoriya. Like don't tell Anika. Don't tell Sushi. Don't tell who Layla. I don't know. Don't tell someone. Like, don't tell, right? So then, how do you hold yourself with less tension? Is my question, right? So if this is I'm Sasuke, this is Karen, right? She's like doing her business and stuff, and I'm just waiting for her to drop something on the ground, right? And then she's supposed to remember she's not supposed to notice me, so it's supposed to be a sense of privacy, right? So what can I do? I invite you to try this exercise, right? Of like pick a point of focus and focus on that point, right? So say I have this lamp right here. It's a really good exercise for people with ADHD. Okay? I have a lot of it. Say you have this lamp, right? No. This. Can you see it? I don't have my glasses on. Alright, lit. So that's Karen. I'm Sasuke. Okay? And I'm supposed to figure something out here with like my peripheral vision. I'm supposed to hold attention on Karen, but I'm supposed to just like look around a little more. So then I invite you to like pick a point, like practice with your eyeballs, like turn. You start here, turn, and have your peripheral vision with this thing, with the little red thing. Put anything on the ground, right, and then turn and hold your eyes on it, but then turn your body. Okay, it's a good one. It's really good for your mental health. Okay, so try that. About like show awareness over something without looking like you're showing awareness over it, right? Like without looking like you care. Right? So it's like about an aloofness element. So with that, I would just invite you to turn. So do this 4 times. So it's 1, 2, and do 8 times. Do that for your eyes. So there's a sense of aloofness, right? There's a sense of aloofness. There's a sense that you so how do you look, how do you hold yourself accountable for your own stress, right? So I invite you to find a surface to lean on it, and keep that thing on the ground actually, because I'm gonna need it. Because it's about your space, right? If you're gonna do a theater thing, it's about your space. You have to know your sides and stuff, know your thingies with it. You have the face face you. So this is Karen. She's a businesswoman. She's a professional girl. Okay, professional woman. Okay, and I'm her employee. And my job is just to be here in case she needs something. Okay? So whatever she's like not really comfortable with dealing with, I'll go and I'll deal with it. Let me see. It's supposed to be in the center of the frame. That's good enough. So how do I sit here? How do I look even more aloof than that? Well, without my chest. So think of your chest. Earlier, your chest muscles were involved because you were active, right? So what if you lean? And so now you need to pick another point of focus, right? That's on the opposite side, like opposite your point that you put. Okay. So that should be like the wall, though, something easier. Okay. So you're gonna just kind of switch. Without moving your body, though, your point of focus should be the little red lamp on the floor and the wall. And the little red point, and just focus on it. Try to like picture it, visualize it, and then visualize the wall. And switch back and forth. So in this side, every time you switch, so you're going to switch attention span. Your attention should be on the red thingy and then on the wall. So that when I do the red thing as 1, wall 2, 3, 4. Right? Your body should not be moving. You should be changing attention. Right? So you're going to count to 8 here. You're going to count to 8 here. So I'm now looking at the red thing. You're going to lean. We're going to lean. I'm going to look at the red thing. I'm going to look at the wall. Red thing, wall. You're just switching attention. So it's something called mindfulness, right? Channeling. Feelings are involved, right? Because usually when you're at a job, right, and this bitch Karen is like not even accommodating your needs. Maybe you have like all this back pain and she needs you to stand for her. You have foot pain, she won't let you sit down. Like that's hard shit, right? That's like not easy. So if I'm leaning like this, just however you want, just lean, with your fist. If I'm leaning, there's this perspective that's all ready for you, like all lined up and ready to go. This perspective that's like you have to be stressed out, you have to be angry, everything hurts, you hate your life, right? So the invitation for this exercise is actually this exercise for eyeballs and for attention and your mindfulness, your heart space, right, that I'm giving you are supposed to give you something to think about that's just like more useful to your brain in that moment. Like just some grounding practices. While looking away though. So it's about shyness, it's about aloofness, it's about self-care. So you're looking away. Okay? Alright? This is fun, right? Alright, put my coffee down. Now, so these are practices in like self-loving, right, and like coming within. So now Karen wants my attention, okay? So I'm just back on the ground. I'll show you. How do you easily switch from that state of mind, right? That's like caring of yourself to immediately jumping into action without, getting all stressed out, right? In like a single second. The stress should take a while to build up, right? That's the way that stress should work. It should like say I'm sitting here watching TV, someone knocks on the door, ta 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 ta. I'm supposed to go, oh. My brain is supposed to work like this. Oh. Someone knocked on the door. The first step is to acknowledge personally. That's the thing about the heart and like self-love and self-care. Is you're supposed to come with it and ask yourself, do I want to open the door? Okay, do I want that? Right? And then depending on the answer, if no, you just ignore it. That's your next step. So if no, ignore, right? If yes, walk over there, and then the next step is unlock the door, open the door, and then this is if you said yes, because in that situation you're excited you feel like that's an action of love towards you to say hello, hi. So that nobody should be knocking on your door. Is what I'm saying, because that's never gonna feel like love to you. Like, it's the police. Like no, that's PTSD. Like whenever someone knocks on the door, you feel like you just had to pay somebody money. Like nobody should be knocking on your door without forewarning. Like ever. So someone calls. So boundaries are important. We did boundaries in the first session. Go back to the beginning. So how do I simply and easily switch? So let's try this, okay? So point at it if you want. You can point at it. Or you can just hold it in your mind. So I'm Sasuke, that's Karen. And Karen goes, Sasuke! So how do I know how do I keep my nervous system from doing that? How do I create the chest space I need to so this person goes, Sasuke! And I'm like, step one, acknowledge that you want to go and help Karen because you chose his job for yourself, right? You're supposed to want to try to like your job a little bit, like so that you can make the money. You know, like enough. You're supposed to think about the future here and expect the paycheck and love yourself for making money. Like I appreciate it, be grateful for you, right? Thank you. Like it's like Sasuke. At Sasuke though, thank you for making Sasuke money though, because that's not easy. You're supposed to want to love yourself, right? So that's the whole practice here. So how do you? How this person goes, Sasuke? I'm not like, oh my god, like I don't like that. I like, yes. How can I? I'm gonna come over there, right? I mean, so if this person goes, Sasuke, I go, okay. What's up? Like how do so what happened in my body, right? So it's like you have to think of these situations which are usually stressful, add in an element of mindfulness, and then think what does that person go through bodily to create that sort of mentality. And that's what acting is all about. It's about scenarios, situations in which a human being's head, mind, body, spirit system thing here with the chakras and everything, it's a hard time to do that work. Another example, we did it in the first session. You lost your keys, right? You lost your keys. Somebody won't give you back your keys. You need to make an appointment with this person. This person keeps hanging up on you. Like these are situations in which the body is so stressed out, and it's like, but the body, you know yourself like that. Like you know that when you lose your keys, you're supposed to go and look underneath surfaces and stuff like that, right? And so you're supposed to look at yourself from a third perspective or a second perspective. Like that's a human being. That's Sasuke. This is Sasuke, and I'm supposed to want to visualize myself looking for my keys, right? So what does Sasuke go through when they lose their keys, right? So and I have to observe myself, think of myself in that situation with my body and shit, and decide what can I give myself right now other than like picking a spot in my house to put the keys in all the time, because that never worked for me. I don't know if it worked for you, but it never worked for me. I have to like think of myself in that situation, and then go and add practices to my body that are gonna help, right? So it's like yin and yang, harmony, drama, right? So it's like you add in something like you can choose that either I act like I lost my keys for play, yeah, that's kind of inward energy, right? Or I do the opposite thing, in which I choose something mindful I can do for myself, such as pick a spot to put my keys in every time I come in the house, right? And I try to never forget, with the understanding that I might fail, right? So what happened in my body when I went to come see Karen, right? What happened? The person says, "This is Karen. They do something. I'm gonna do this way nice. Sasuke," and so I have to take a step, right? And I have to listen. Also, I have to be attentive, right? So we're gonna be working on something for your attention span, okay? So you're gonna grab a pencil. That's right here. Okay. You can sit down for this one. You're gonna hold. If you have bad eyesight, this is really good for you. Okay, you're gonna go up, down, out, in, down. Follow the tip with your eyeballs. Boom, boom. Okay. So we're gonna do that's you did 1, 2. So you're gonna go up, down, up, ba 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 ba. Just do all 4 directions in any order you want. 4 times on one hand and 4 times on the other hand. Okay. And then, so you have to be attentive to that person. And then, now that we, so we did the mindfulness part. So now we have to show affection for Karen. And so so you can always pick a scenario for acting class. You can always pick a scenario in which you'd be stressed out, and like plan that scenario out and rehearse that scenario so that you could acting is about everything. Never miss a train again, bitch. Never lose your keys. Never hang out with people you don't like. Never call yourself ugly. Always call yourself smart. You know, like people have problems in their life with their heart, with the way they see themselves, with the way they live their life, and they feel like they make all these mistakes. And it's like, you don't make mistakes. It's not that you made a mistake, dude. It's just that you just did not prepare for that situation. You were just being impulsive that day. You know, you just like my name is Sasuke, and I have a hard time with with my boss Kareem, you know, and it's like, well, why? And a lot of people hate that shit. Like I've had friends that are like complaining to me, and they complain too often to me. At a certain point, it's like I gave you advice, you ignored it, you know. So it's like, oh, I'm having this problem. My name is Husky. My boss Kareem. I don't really like her. Blah 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 blah. It's like this. It's like that. All these things. And it's like, I looked at that person in the eye, my friend. Their name is Brenda, and I'm like, why is this happening? Like with eye contact for so long. Like, but why is this happening to you? Like, explain why though. Like you in there, you in here. Explain why that happened. That accident, right? And it just makes people really sad when you put them through that, because it's like, you're right. Like I know like, but it's not about that. The practice is not about like judgment or pointing a finger. It's about compassion, right? So now that we were attentive to Karen's needs, how do you show Karen affection, right? So eye contact is hard. So you don't have to think about eye contact, right? So eye contact is not needed. If you're uncomfortable, if when we make eye contact, you feel like I'm going like this to you, that's the way you feel, because I feel that way when I make eye contact. I feel like you're pointing a finger at me. I feel like crazy, right? That's a really big thing. So we're gonna work on like something like for your ears, so that you can always respond, and for your voice, and for you can always respond to someone in a way that they know you spoke to them. You know, like you're listening and you're attentive, and you heard them, right? Am I correct? So this is a thing you want to lean for, you know, because if you're standing like this, I'm gonna want you to move your arms. So it's like, put your arms, do something with your arms, okay? So you lean, and then it's like you don't want to make eye contact. This is not a person you're making contact from. This is verse at work, okay? So it's like and then think of yourself. This is theater, right? In theater, you have to look at yourself. Imagine yourself. When was the last time you think like this? Or the last time that you have to think of something, think of somebody, and listen to them, and show them that you're listening, right? And so it's about actions too. Like when you show someone you're listening, you're supposed to want to go and act the way that you spoke to them, right? But that's not what right now we're just doing the attention thing, right? Because when we're acting, you have to, if you're playing a role, like you have to look like you're that person, and that person wants to be here. That's the whole idea about a movie, right? If it's a movie or a TV show, the premise is that this character they came here willingly, right? So and that's really hard. Like a lot of times people want to act and they just don't even look the part. They just look like you just don't look like you want to be here. You don't look like you self-love as that person, you know. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna lean. So for me personally, I go, yeah, okay. So it's about, so you can also sit down with your phone, right? So I don't have my phone on. That's my phone right there. You can sit down, pick one, okay? Maybe you don't relax her or something, you have back pain. So you on the phone, how do you sound, and do this for like for like 2.5 minutes, for like 40 seconds or something. So time yourself for 40 seconds. I want you to do it for longer. So do it for 2.5 minutes, okay? So that's kind of for 2.5 minutes. And then I'll give you a more fun one for another 2.5, so that you like have a good time, okay? So either on the phone or leaning on something, or maybe you want to put your earplugs on and lie down. I don't know, you do you, and it's like, for me personally, when I'm listening to someone and I want them to know that I heard them, it's like yes. Like we want to ask a question, right? So it's like, oh, what do you mean by that, right? So ask leading questions here. What do you mean? Like this? Oh, what I understand is that you said this. Is this correct? Right? So just come up with just what. So just no. So I don't want to. I'm just gonna ask you to like think of those. So you don't have to like perform them right away, and it helps a lot to write them down, right? So ask. So these sort of questions, the things that somebody says when they're trying to show affection attentively with their brain and with their smarts, right? To somebody who's like giving them instructions. What are these things called? They're called leading questions or guiding questions, right? So pick a few that you like, and then just perform them like that. Like try, and then what does it mean to look attentive, right? So you're not necessarily giving that person your whole body. You just need to give them like your ear, right? Like this. So it's like, okay. So then this is what you mean. ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about a detail. This detail? I understand this detail to be red. Is it red for you too? What about this detail? This detail is um, crooked. Is that okay for this detail to be crooked? Maybe this is not like what you want right away, but it's okay for right now. Yes. Okay. No. What should I do instead? Right. So you don't have to look at it. You can just listen to yourself talk. Also, it's a really good way to do it. Okay. So just do it for a while, like 40 seconds. So 1 minute to 2 minutes. That's all you need. Okay. And if you're having a hard time thinking of questions, just write a few down. Just like a few, and like just pick just like 5 or 6, or like 2 even, and you just think of more as you go along. Don't stress out about it. Okay. They always come to you because you're a human being, right? You know how to have a conversation. You have conversations with yourself all the time. You have conversations with inside your head constantly. Like, that's the whole thing about a conversation. It's not supposed to be easy. And when a conversation is hard for you, it just means you haven't really done the preparation that you need to have that conversation. Maybe you haven't self-cared enough. Maybe you need to vent about the person you're talking to, or something like that. For whatever reason, you just need to try again later sometimes too. Like sometimes you're just tired, right? Um, so that's all that we're gonna do today. And thank you so much for being here. Um, so if you go down below, check out the new website. Is what I'll say. It'll be a link on there.